Hi, friends. We are going to talk about how different life and ministry looks now that we have these little people who depend on us. And then we're also going to talk about at the end, so don't go anywhere, a new group of people that the Lord has opened up to you and to me that we did not really have access to, not as easily at least, before we had these little people. So stick around, don't go anywhere. Now, before we move forward, I want to tell you about this resource that I just created for you. And it is a step-by-step guide that takes your priorities and it's personalized to you. It takes your priorities and helps you create rhythms to be able to live those priorities out. And it helps you delegate out tasks to your family and to other people and eliminate some stuff if you need to. And like I'm saying, it is personalized to you. It works with your situation, and it is a step-by-step guide, and it will give you freedom in your mind, so you're not always worrying and wondering what you're going to be doing next. So take a look at that. It is in the resource guide it is in the description, down below. Okay, so let's hop into this, right? Our life looks so different now that we have children. The little people that we have need a lot of time and attention, and it's totally worth it. But if you are anything like I was before I had my son, I was running full throttle in ministry. I actually worked at a soup kitchen and was the manager there and just made sure the day-to-day was happening. But like every day I was able to pray with people, give away Bibles, love people well, send them to rehabs, get them off the street, find resources for them. It was a very rewarding time in my life. And once I had my son, my husband and I, way before actually we had him, we decided that I was going to stay home. And I'm super grateful for that. And it's one of the best decisions we've made. But shifting from going full force there to where we are now is difficult. It really is. And I don't want to make light of that. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into when we decided to have kids. Like I said, best thing I ever did. But I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Maybe you did know what you were getting yourself into, but I had never even changed a diaper before I had him. Not one. Like, that's not an exaggeration. I changed my first diaper in the hospital, and the nurses showed my husband and I how to do it. He had changed more diapers than me, but it had still been years. So, like, what I'm saying is we didn't know what we were doing. And the shift was frankly kind of shocking. And so there were many times that me and Asher, my son, just crying on the floor together because I didn't know what I was doing with myself. And so here I am trying to take care of this little person who's just crying. And before I felt like I was doing all this tangible work. And so it's hard. It's just hard. And I know that you can relate with that. And so I want to give you this encouragement that now that you are in this season, that sometimes you're going to have to say no to things that you used to say yes to. And that's okay. Give yourself grace. Like, this isn't the season you're going to be in forever, and you need to cherish the season that it is, because your kids will not stay little forever. Like, I'm amazed by how big my son is already. He's already almost 2, and I feel like I just had him like a week ago. It's nuts. And so I don't want to waste this season that God has given me with him by worrying about what I could be doing outside of him, like what I've been given right now. And I want to encourage you to see that too. It's okay that you're not doing everything that you did once upon a time. It's okay. And it's actually good. It is good to say no to stuff in this season that you may have said yes to previously. The reason my husband and I go to our church is because they do an outreach service every Thursday. And we found that online when we moved here, that they did that. And so we were like, let's definitely try it out. Like, I love this. Let's go. We went and we fell in love. And we have been going there for now 4.5 years. And we're super, super grateful. And we were very consistent about going. Faithful. Every Thursday we were out there. But after we had our son, we've gone a couple of times, but I've had to say no to that, and that was really hard for me to give up. And so I want you to think, is there anything in your life that you need to be giving up right now that's taking away from your family? Like, we gave that up because It's at 6:30 on a Thursday night. Our son goes to bed between 6:30 and 7. And so I'm not going to keep him up, make him miserable, make the people around him miserable, because I want to do something. We're giving ourselves and our time to our children in a ministry way by doing what's best for our family in every given situation, not by just what we want and what we think most fulfills us. So I want you to just look at your life and decide, is there anything in it that is taking away in this season from your family and from your first ministry, which is your children? Now, I know that's hard, and I want you to know that it's not forever. It's just not. Whenever as their kids grow up, you'll be able to do more stuff, and you'll be able to bring them. That's a glorious thing, that if you put all this time and energy into your children and you show them how to love people well, and you encourage them in ministry that they can do that is age appropriate, as they grow up, you'll be able to bring them in to do all kinds of things. And that will be glorious. I'm really looking forward to that. I actually started taking my son to the soup kitchen I used to work at. I wanted him to be around the people, the volunteers, our patrons that come in, and I just wanted him to experience all of that, and he loves it. We go once a week. They love him, he loves them, and we just have a really good time. But we're not serving in the same capacity that I was before. I was running the show. I was making sure nothing happened. There were several times that their fights broke out that I had to break up. Like, there was some drama sometimes. That's not my jam anymore. Like, I'm not doing that. I am there. Honestly, I'm lucky if I can pack a lunch bag for somebody, because I'm entertaining, not really entertaining, but watching Asher. He's only 2. And so, but he's there, and we are serving in the capacity that we can. And so there are opportunities that you yourself can go do and serve in. So just know that if it doesn't look like what it used to, it's okay. It's okay. You can do it. Now, how can you serve now, right? And like we talked about earlier, your kids really are your first mission field. You are setting the example of what that looks like and what a relationship with Christ looks like. But more than just your kids, which are the most important. Like, let me not go anywhere before I tell you, like, your children are your first mission field. After the Lord and your husband, like, they are it, right? They are your priority. But there's a group of people who you have access to more easily now that you have littles. They are other mothers. Being a stay-at-home mom, being a work-from-home mom is lonely, and oftentimes those women have very little friends, very shallow friendships, no one that's really rallying around them, and you have access to them because you have little people. And little people, they're not shy. Sometimes they are. But they make friends with other kids at the park, other kids at the pool, other kids at the splash pad, or wherever else you go to. Now all of a sudden your kids are talking. You have access to this woman who may or may not know the gospel, may or may not have a friend, may or may not be going through something terribly hard. You don't know, but you now have that door, and you can walk through that door with this lady who you didn't know before. You can love her well. You can love her children well. You can be an example to love your children well in front of them and her. And you can open up a door with her to share the gospel. And let's be honest, if you showed up at a park and just started talking to women and you didn't have any kids, it would be weird. Even if you're a woman, that's creepy. So I'm telling you this to rally you. Like, let's go. Let's take this mission field seriously. Pour into your kids and pour into the women that God opens the doors for you. They are there. And if you as a stay-at-home mom or work-from-home mom, you know their pain. You know where they are. You know their struggles. Love them through it. Serve where you are. Take all that passion that you had when you didn't have kids and give it to this. Because the gospel needs to go out to everyone, and that is including these women who are by themselves. You could be the one to share Jesus with them. You could be the one to encourage them to go back to church. You could be the one to start a Bible study with them at a playground. Now, it'll look different than sitting down and drinking coffee together. There'll be kids like running around, but that's the beauty of it. Like, you're in the same season with them. You're walking through the same struggles as them. You can be this conduit to Jesus. Like, be the hands and feet of Jesus where God has called you to right now, which is the season of little people. And so you have little people that you love well and you just take care of, and then that you love the other women around you super well. That is my encouragement to you. Yes, you are not serving the way you did before, but you are serving, and you are doing kingdom work. You are a daughter of the King, and everywhere you go, you are an ambassador. You can do this. I can do this. And I'm not telling you this because I'm great at it. Sometimes I am great at it, and sometimes I am horrible at it. And I just want to be left alone, and I don't want to talk to these random women at the park. But you know what? We gotta suck it up and do it, because the Lord has told us, and the Lord has placed us where we are in this season. So my friend, please walk through that door that God has opened. You can do it. I can do it. We can do it. Let's encourage each other. And I know that some people don't want to have conversations, and like, I totally get that. But here's the thing. We're obedient because God told us to be. You don't have to be someone's BFF the first moment you meet them, but you have to be kind to them. You do have to love them well. Where can you serve them? Lean into your strengths and lean into the season that you're in, friend. You can do it. Season of little people is wonderful, and it is such an opportunity to pour into your children and to pour into other moms. So let us do that, and let us do it well. All right, my friends, I love you all, and I will talk to you later.